my favorite thing to do. All right. Hi, Michelle. How are you
Hi,
today?
Mel. I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Um, how was your day? How is everything so far?
My day was kind of nice. A lot of work because with the weekend,
Mm,
um, I had to back up 2 or 3 people today, so it was kind of it was challenging. Thank God, yesterday I finished my group assignment,
hmm.
but I need to give it to my teammates.
Okay.
And I still didn't do it. But yeah, I plan to do it after our call.
Okay. And with respect of the session we have right now, and when you look into the next week that is upcoming, what are challenges? Like, what do we want to work on today?
What do I want to work on? Oh, oh, an assignment that I would like to. So I'm currently writing. I'm currently in the process of writing something, and I would love to. I already have done the plan.
Mhm.
But yes, I would love to complete the plan that I did, but to write the second one for Wednesday,
Just for
next
clarification,
Wednesday.
the second assignment.
No, it's not an assignment. It's
Ah,
basically I do my best to. I want to do some kind of talk,
mhm.
and I develop one subject, and I want to develop a second one.
Okay. So let me just summarize if I understand it correctly. The goal for this session is to talk through how I can help you to go through your plan for the next week. You have already one topic settled for your talk, and you now want to add on a second one.
Yes, thank you. That's it. That's that.
Perfect. Um, so how did you plan your week so far?
I must admit that I really didn't. I just planned. No, I didn't. I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't plan my weekend at all. Yesterday, I moved forward. Sorry, in my work, basically, I didn't do anything except working yesterday
Mhm.
and watch 3 episodes of The Handmaid's Tale. But yeah, so I kind of moved forward, so I was kind of happy. And today it allows me to went to go and see my friends. We'll arrive from France on Wednesday. So I finally got to see her today, but we just met for 1 hour, but it was enough. Yeah.
Okay. Then when going back to the talk you want to prepare, what do you wish to have completed at the end of the week?
Oh, thank you for your question. At the end of the week, I would have loved to find a second subject and to at least without writing it,
Mhm.
but at least to put a plan, like do a skeleton of the intro, the corpse of the text, and the conclusion.
Okay. And how do you normally approach your planning for the week?
Oh, usually I do not really plan for the week. No, it's not true. Um, Everything arrive. I'm a little bit a lady of habits,
Mhm.
so I think that the difference for the upcoming week will be that first I'm in New York, so next Wednesday I'm moving back to Dallas. Um, and so usually in the week I know I have an empiric view of what I'm going to do. So work, maybe work out. I have some kind of habits, but I do not really. It's true that now I do not plan. I plan like spend 2 hours. Yeah, everything is in my head. Like spend 2 hours, for example, or 20 minutes working on this topic, doing that. But it's not really set up on the stone. So yes, usually I do not. There's something, yes, I need to get better at, but I do not really do it. Yeah.
Okay. What do you think holds you back from doing it?
Um, I think I'm somebody who really lives in my head. And since, yeah, so I usually schedule. Yeah, I will say that I'm somebody who lives in my head. So I do not really need, I will say that, for example, I know that every Wednesday I have a meeting at that time, I know that I need to arrive at work at that time. Yes, I have my habits. I have my kind of routine.
Mm-hmm.
And the routine will be organized, I will say to you, around work.
Okay.
So what prevents me, I will say, because everything is in I trust my head too much.
Okay. Do you have any negative experiences when you trusted your head too much and those habits did not fully act so that
Mm, do I have a negative? I should have at some point. I should have one. Uh, yeah, there is. I do not have one that comes to mind, but I know that at some point this habit as limits. Yeah,
okay.
as limits. Yeah.
Hmm. And when we think of like establishing the limits that it has, which other options do we have to overcome the limits and to put it in a positive experience?
Oh, it will be to write it down.
Hmm.
But at the same time, as of today, I'm not somebody who indeed, for example, having like reminder to-do list.
Yeah.
And if there is something is that I'm not good with to-do list. To-do list is really something that's not for me. I tried, but I will remember. I will just remember that I need to.
Hmm.
And I have this kind of habit in my mind, and I think I have really a hard time getting out of this habit. So yeah, sometimes I put reminder. Reminder are more my things.
Okay.
But to say that everything is set up on a stone or on I have a calendar with everything. No, I would lie. Not true.
Mm, could you name me three of the most important, like three important tasks for the next week that put you closer to the goal that you want to set a reminder for?
Okay. Sorry. For next week first, really the certification because it's really close to my heart. Second will be this writing because it's also close to my heart because as I think I told some of you start to know in 2 weeks that I really want to change career.
Yeah.
So it's really close to my heart. I will say that's and plan to get out of Dallas. Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, that would be three things. No, I will say also I have another thing. I want to organize also because I'm going to Atlanta in 3 weeks,
Hmm.
not 2 weeks, 2 weeks, to organize some network, some meeting over there.
Hmm. And on a scale from 1 to 10, how realistic are all these tasks for next week?
Mm, I will say for the moment, um, 6 or 7. Yeah.
Why 6 or 7?
Because I know that maybe here it's going to be a little bit hectic to do that. The certification, I'm going to do my best to have it. Regarding the two other tasks, I will say 6 or 7 because I know that if it's next week, like next Friday, providing that I will be back in Dallas on Wednesday, it's going still to be boring, so that will keep me occupied. So I know I will do that today.
Okay. That sounds good. Do you feel now more confident about the whole topic?
Yes, because I realized that maybe I need to doing this coaching. I know I need. I realize that in fact to-do list. I think that's the first time I said it out loud. To-do list does not work with me. It's really something that works with a lot of people, but with me, I tried. It doesn't work. It's not something for me. Um, so maybe yes, to set up some kind of routine um, to organize myself.
Okay. That sounds good. I'm excited. Like, if do you have any other remarks, any other questions, anything that you want to bring to the table?
For next week?
Hmm.
No, no. Thank you very much. I will write that down. Find a
That sounds
pen.
And then I'm excited to see your progress end of next week.
Thank you very much, Melanie. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, you too. Feedback.
All right. So for milk coaching, Michele, I liked how it started off with the icebreaker. Really quick came to the goal, which you summarized right away. Very clear. Afterwards, it went a bit off topic from like visiting the friend, a meeting, and it came like a sort of topic out, and then you pulled the conversation back to the initial goal really fast, which I really like. Um, then I love that you were exploring also the negative side of the story, that you wanted to know more about the negative habits. Um, do know do know that you formulate this as a closed question, like do you have a negative habit? Make sure to keep it open. Sometimes I found some multiple questions in one question, try to embrace the silence. And then there was a like will, like option slash will question coming forward, like 3 important tasks that you want to do for next week, for what you want to set a reminder for. And then you follow that up by like give it a rating. How realistic is it that you will complete these tasks? And I really like that because then you give options, and then you like kind of analyze the how much she believes it would come true, and that gives like can make her think like, okay, I gave 7. Why is the 7? How come the 7? What other things can I do? Will that affect the 7 to a 6 if I do more? Um, then I kind of feel like the flow of the conversation was a bit lost, because I felt like you then it was kind of stuck in the option, because you kind of had the will questions already with 3 important tasks for next week, if that was the will that you were going to. Um, and you asked one more close questions if you feel more confident. So it's a couple of close questions, but like at the beginning was really strong, but in the end it kind of like faded for me. Maybe it would have been nice to summarize at the end, because you only summarized once in the beginning for the goal, but then when you summarize at the end, because the will question came like maybe 4 minutes, 5 minutes earlier already, then it would have been clear where the conversation was going again and what the task was going to be, because that was a bit unclear for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Thank you.
What I liked also is that it was kind of a concise conversation, so it went pretty much straight to the point. Also, when Michelle, as Enrico said, when she started talking about her friends and so on, you brought her back, which was good, to the main topic. And I feel it was great because you kind of went straight to the point, solved it, got answers from Michelle, and then went to a solution and a date to when this should be solved. And I liked it. I think it was very straightforward.
Cool. Like with the last question, with the do you feel more confident about it now? I purposely chose a closed question. I don't know if that is like allowed or not. Because if she said yes, then it's like, okay, cool, goal reached, and then I planned on summarizing. And then if she would have said, or if you would have said no, I would have then asked, okay, why not? Tell me more. What is the different thing? It's like when you're not confident about it. So I just wanted it for me as my own checkup. Like, yep, confident is cool. We're gonna do that. And you're right. I should have summarized it then after that checkup for me, just to make it a clear ending. But I don't know if we can do that.
No,
Just purposely.
yeah, no, I thought it was kind of good because indeed, like they said to you, you brought me back, and my thing was kind of set up, and it's true that at some point, even I realized that in the plan, I'm somebody who's kind of stubborn on something. But the fact is that you made me realize that, yeah, like I said to you, to-do lists are not for me. So for you, maybe it can work, but if you have forced me on to-do list, I would have been like, no, to-do list is not for me. And you make me realize that maybe, yes, I need to find something because there's a limit because I'm not I am organized, but I'm not organized in a traditional way. And my organization has limits. And I recognize that. So, yeah.
Okay.
For me, it was kind of.
Well, finish it up, Melly.